Manong Fishball ang tawag sa kanya. Everyday siya kung dumating. Kaya parang institusyon na siya dito sa area namin.
All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. We are here with the third season of the University Alliance Cup featuring Valorant. You've got the top 12 collegiate Valorant teams in the Philippines are competing to raise the campus torch, a prize pool of over 150,000 pesos. They're right to call themselves the best in the country and scholarships. I'm Nausicaa. Here with Mochi, we're broadcasting the last 4 games of the day. So actually, that's still a lot. I shouldn't say last. There's a lot of action for us left to go. And our next match is going to be between MUM, MUM MGS Clubs, and Holy Angel University's Valiant Esports. So before there's a short recap. What do you think about the past 2 games, Mochi? How did those go?
The past 2 games has just really been landslide for one side of a team, of course. Like from the Tele Tigers, like I really like how they kept on the same energy all throughout their match and they're just really prospering throughout it. And at the same time, I would also like to commend them. What is this? What's the team with the first one? Yeah, Ateneo de Manila University with doing the same thing. Like they're pretty consistent. I really wanted to commend Mateo for popping up all throughout the game. And yeah, Nausicaa, should we drop in the bombs coming from both teams right now from MGS Clubs and Valiant Esports?
Yeah, this is gonna be another exciting game. Like you said, pretty dominant games. Our past 2. We're
Mhm.
hoping, to see a really good performance from MGS Clubs and Valiant Esports. MGS Clubs
Yeah.
had a great game yesterday. They went 13-4 against
Yes.
USC, which was a pretty big upset for anyone who knew
Astounding.
USC. They were undefeated in season 2 during the group stages. So it was pretty big to see them perform like that, especially considering, MGS Clubs, they were promoted from Division B in the previous season.
Yes.
So technically, this is their first time, going up against teams from Division A. So to show up like that, on day 1, that's a really big showing. And
Mhm.
I'm hoping they can keep it consistent, as we go on here in season 3. The same, though, can be said for Valiant
Yes.
Esports. Valiant Esports, they were season 1 semifinalists, season 2 quarterfinalists. They're working with a new lineup under the
Mhm.
captain Prophecy. So he has been staying, of course, with the team. He
Ooh.
was there since season 2, and he will be leading team here for season 3. So I'm excited to see, how this team is going to perform. They've always been sort of there in the top half of the roster. Let's see if they can continue to
Mhm.
do that. Even when they've got these new rookies, like
Yes.
Groovy, Kyrie, etc. So we'll see if how they're gonna perform. Excited to see how this game is gonna go. We will be checking out the map picks, but from what I understand, this is gonna be our first non-ascent game of the day. I'm sure Juicy Brucey would be very happy to hear that because he's getting a little tired of the ascent.
At last.
Gonna a refresher, I think, for this third
Mhm.
game.
It is indeed a refreshment and a cool sight. Also, considering we're gonna be heading onto our Icebox map, and by the way, like what I've said earlier, I tried to message both of the teams, and this is what they've got from NGS Clubs talking about their roster's overall improvement. How should look out for the team's improvements in many aspects though. So it should be their strategy, adapting to the opponent's strategies, and experience playing as a team, bonding and chemistry from Appetizer, one of their players, Justin Kahangay. And for the side of the Valiant, they should watch out for Prophecy. He played
Mm.
duelist back then, but currently leans more towards support agents like Sky. So he'll be opting for the initiator role at this point in time or a sentinel. For the rest, let's see in the grand day, said Valiant Esports. Gotta be spicy.
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned Sky, and Sky is an agent we've been seeing so much. In the previous
Yes.
weeks, patch point 3.0 changed a lot, and I think especially when you compare it back to season 2, things are just so different now. Back then,
Yes.
Breeze wasn't even an option, KO wasn't even around yet, and now it's just a whole different and a very fresh season here, season
Yes.
3 for UAC. So very excited to see what we're going to be doing. You mentioned our refresher map in Icebox. I'm excited to see what these two teams are going to do coming into a map like this. I believe when we look at the map roster of Valorant, I think Icebox is one of those contentious maps. So half of the people I meet, they're like, oh, I hate this map, and then the other half are like, oh, I actually like this map. So I'm curious to see what our two teams here are going to be thinking about with Icebox. If anything, I'm sure we're going to be seeing a Viper from one, if not both of these teams. Currently, personally, as a Viper in Skymain, I'm very happy to see those two agents, in the meta finally. So it's great to see that. And we'll see what other agents, our teams are going to be putting in, especially since KO is now an option as well.
Yeah, but how about you, Joe? You said that Ice a good and a bad map. Do you personally like Icebox?
I will say Icebox, I hated it a lot at first. But eventually, as you go through the whole map roster, I think we have like 6 maps now, right?
Yes.
You eventually learn to love some of the maps. So personally, I
agree.
actually would rather play in Icebox and Breeze than on any of the other maps. I don't know if that's just because I'm tired of playing on the other 4 maps, but I actually kind of like Icebox. It's not my favorite, but I definitely don't hate it either. So how about you? What do you think about Icebox?
Well, yeah, actually, the same sentiments towards the Icebox map, especially it just improve further from the thing that they changed about it. Like they made the belt a bit lower, and there's one more change that they did. I think it's onto the B site, like one of the boxes over there. But at the same time, yeah, I think the Icebox map is pretty fun, and at the same time, the lurks are really prevalent in an Icebox map, and that's something that we should watch out for this match. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what strategies our teams will be employing here in our third game. And keep in mind, we've got 6 games today, so even after this coming match here with our two teams, MGS Clubs and Valiant Esports, we still have 3 games to go after. So definitely do share the stream, support these students who are, potentially making a name for themselves in professional esports. It's not rare for us, to see these students, here in our teams at UAC move on from, collegiate esports on to professional esports. We've had players like Fire Cyajin and, Javi who have been playing, in these pro teams. So it's really great, to see this kind of breeding ground of, immense talent as we move on here in the season. And here we are, looking at the agent select for our two teams. Machi, let's see what our teams decide to lock in here.
The outrated pick, Viper. I'll be arguing Desiderato on this because I think that Viper is overrated in an Icebox map, no cap, and as well as a Yoru. Bit difficult to coordinate with a Yoru in this kind of 5-man setting, and as well as a Sage to lock down their spike, like it's a sure plant, and as well as a Jet for getting those aggro kills, and a Sova for information, or an Astra for giving the crowd control, since this site is pretty big on defaults too.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'm biased because I'm a Viper main, right? So obviously I'm gonna say
here we go.
I'm seeing Viper here, but as you said, if we're not gonna see just one, we're gonna see 2, and it seems that's the case. You've got Vipers on both sides. Definitely, some teams, if not most teams, I think, see Viper as a necessity on Icebox. Other than that, we can take cover of the other agents later. But as we move on into the game, you can see right now, once again, this is going to be the match between Mapua University Makati's MGS Clubs versus Holy Angel University's Valiant Esports. MGS Clubs promoted from Division B, looking to make a name for themselves this season, and Valiant Esports has been a staple top performer. Let's see if they can consistently do so as we enter on into the game. And of course, this tournament is presented to you by ASUS Republic of Gamers, powered by the reigning king of gaming laptops, the ROG Zephyrus S17 featuring an 11th gen Intel Core i9 CPU cooled with liquid metal and GeForce RTX 3080 GPU to take your gaming experience to the next level for those who dare. So available in your nearest ASUS and ROG accredited stores nationwide. Hop on to rog.acadArena.com to check it out. Here we go, starting the game. 5 seconds. This is the first round. Let's see how it plays out.
As we are witnessing, Valiant Esports might be trying to go for a split first, trying to opt for those pickoffs. Want that early advantage? I see you as something that you should really opt for, but we're seeing Delhi might be looking for anyone who's trying to enter that site, but I think they'll be backing out for a bit and will be deciding to pursue the B site instead. This might be spicy. I think they're still contemplating on what to do. 1 minute mark, there's still a lot of time, and I think they already got their decision. They'll be going onto our A site as that Aldrune has been put out, and we'll be seeing any information that could be put out into them, but we're seeing that the toxic screens will be here, and that will be a pretty clean plant onto the hands of Cal, and they'll be opting for the outer area of the site, which is something that they should do, keep this safe, but this will be a difficult time for them considering that they might already be going to defuse this spike, and we see the AVG will be falling down there really wild on protect, and like no retake for you, brother. Like it is now 1v3, and that will be an immediate win onto the hands of Valiant Esports.
Wow, I'm surprised that Valiant Esports actually were able to just walk into the site and go for the plant. You know, MGS clubs were playing pretty far back. No one was really standing on the site. We saw, I think, Sova and Jet hanging out on rafters or heaven. But other than that, everyone just kind of let the plant happen, and then they decided to go for the retake. But at that point, everyone in Valiant Esports had already taken their positions and just used their utility well. So that's a great dominant first round there from Valiant Esports. Let's see if they can keep it going. We see them posturing here toward the A push. Viper wall hasn't been used yet, so they don't know where this Viper is going to be setting up that wall. Ooh, Auto though, hearing the ultimate orb being acquired here by the team. Going to take out that turret, so they know someone's here, but no one was able to spot Viper. 4 members though. You can see them slowly walking onto the A side. Jet slowly moving onto screens. Out with the frenzy there by Prophecy. Now there's only 4 members left, and I think everyone knows here comes the lurk. They're getting sandwiched here into the A side. There's gonna have to be a decisive attack here from Valiant Esports if they want to go for the plant. Auto. KO gets another. Now it's gonna be a 3v4 as 2 members left.
Player
On the
standing.
defense here. Sin tries to get something going, but KVG unable to save that round. That's gonna be round 2. 2 rounds now in the lead. Valiant Esports looking good so far.
Okay, I think I'm already getting a grasp of what MGS Club is trying to do here. Like, they're opting for that retake. Of course, this is the best thing that you should do. You're gonna be backing out of this site before any of you will be picked off, but at the same time, it doesn't play in accordance to their favor because they're being cornered. Like, all of these members coming from Valiant Esports, someone's coming from mid, someone's trying to rush in, someone's just focusing on the objective, and which is good. They have the coordination, but at the same time, MGS clubs should really up their game in terms of dueling, because that's where they're really falling apart. So I hope that something changed onto the 3rd round, considering that this is already a rifle round.
Yeah, bonus round is in here. Let's see if MGS clubs can take a round for themselves. They got a couple of rifles, got a Vandal here on Sirius, but the wall is up. Can't see much here. They're gonna be sitting, waiting for the approach. You can see the bomb is actually in the middle here. They haven't really decided yet where they're going to push. Viper's there as well. No wall been put up just yet. But the team is basically doing the same thing. You've got the Jet here on A side, but everyone else is playing back. And we'll see if it works out. Because, you know, much you were saying, it hasn't really been working out these past 2 rounds. You can see, though, Jets, the doppelganger is going to be spotting each other out here on A side, I think, but no one is going to go down just yet.
And they're really playing this safely, not gonna lie. The intention of
30 seconds left.
will be falling down the hands of
Turret out.
5. The toxics have been put up on the site. Might be advantage side of MS Plus. Let us blast. Trying to trying to eat or get a snag, but never mind. Doesn't even get a kill onto Blast, and this might be a potential encounter, but you will see a serious falling down, and this is now a 2-4, and this would be a really difficult time for the side of the Valiant Esports getting one with them down, but we are seeing that HAU will be getting this. Olsen, this now 2v1, trying to defuse his spike. Will he go for the aggressive stance? I guess not, as Delphi will be shutting him down. This brings us now into our 0 or 1-2.
Alright, MGS Clubs finally able to secure a round for themselves here. The team looked a bit better that time. I think Valiant Esports took a little bit too long in that third round to put the spike down. I think there was around 11 seconds to go before we're able to get the plant down, and I think that gave MGS Clubs a bit more time to go, for that retake, set up and secure themselves the round. So let's see now, because looking at the buys, this is going to be the first time we see rifles across the board. A couple of half shields, Viol and Sirius gonna have to go for the half shields, but other than that, everyone's got their hands on a rifle. Let's see how this goes. Looking like an A push here. Not much hesitation. They're moving quite quickly here. No Viper will just yet. The recon dart is going to be thrown out for some information, so they know this is going to be an A push here. The Sage from MGS Clubs looks like they can go for the lurk. A headshot there onto Auto. A couple of shots fired here. Now it's going to be a 3v4. Ruby trying to create some space for the team. The res goes through to even things out once again. That's going to be the Sage going for the plant blast with a nice shot there. Onto Doug, but KVG trades. What's he gonna be? 3v3, Jet's kind of low here. Ruby gonna jump back, buy the team some time. The Viper wall is off, shoots through the smoke there, and Sirius is gonna take one out. It's a 3v2. Things not looking so good for the attackers right now, but the question is, can they defuse? Robinson gets one, Sirius gets the last, and that is gonna be evening things out here for the MGS Clubs.
Really great retake coming from the side of MGS Clubs, and I really admired meant like there is big denial of information that's going to be put out for Valiant Esports, and at the same time, like, they're really taking this methodically. Like, I guess the first round and the second round, they're just setting some sort of feel like how or what approach should we give for the Valiant Esports thing. I think they're pretty successful in breaking that code immediately, but let us see if they'll be changing things up a bit, because considering from what they have said, they're really keen on adjusting and adapting to how the opponent plays. So I hope that we will be witnessing something else or something additional into that to back up their claims. But I think that the Blaze Storm is now active under the hands of MGS Clubs. We'll be trying to connect that here, but would not connect. And Yol is just having buddy with that sentry, as the Nanosaurus has been put out just for preparation, and he'll be taking some sort of damage. Sage's health is running low, opting to force that kill out of her, but here we're seeing that the Patience will be put out onto the ramps as well, and the waiting game just continues. The spikes already been planted, and this might be a good advantage for the side of the Valiant Esports, knowing that they're already holding all the angles where everyone from NGS Clubs might be coming from. And this might be really crucial, but I think you're seeing here a duel between the rest of the members. KVG will be getting proper six, betrayed by Kill. This now 4v4. And let us see as Zerius will be getting blasted too with the here we are. This will be going to be difficult as they're trying to go in. Going aggressive will be opting for the classic kill, but not anymore. Would be trying to defuse that really quietly, and that will be a success for the side of the MGS Clubs.
Woo! Sirius did a great job there. You could see in the last maybe 10 seconds as the defuse was going off, Sirius knew that, he wasn't probably going to survive from that exchange, but he was confident because he had to create space for the team to go for that defuse, and he definitely did a good job there. He kept KVG safe, just enough to go for the defuse. And, Valiant Esports, they were running Sheriff, so they really were just trying to make the best of the situation. At least they were able to get the plant, and, maybe if a couple of headshots landed, things could have gone differently. But that was going to be MGS Clubs winning that one. Now this time, this is the Viper's Pit being popped at A, which could be a sign here for the Valiant Esports to push somewhere else. But the bomb is actually sneaky here with Sova. Just sitting, hasn't really shown himself just yet. You know, some people think that if a Viper Spit is down, they're definitely not pushing that site. But, you know, this game is all about the mind games. Sometimes you never know what the
Agreed.
other team is going to do. So we'll have to see. But we see two members actually already moving up B site here. Valiant Esports slowly just inching their way, being careful here. Approaching B site. Also showing up a bit of presence here on mid. But Viol, he's there to go for the defense.
And they're just waiting it out. 50 seconds the clock. There's still enough time for them to plant the quick. And they're just really playing this safely. Good stance coming from the side of Valiant Esports. And I think the toxic screens have been put out onto our B side. Nice placement, by the way. But I think this might be something that may play onto the side
30
of MGS
seconds left.
Clubs. As now the spike is already planted, and I think that they will be opting for this retake, which is something that you should really do. No casualties as of the moment, no skirmishes, but anytime now, that might already be the case as the defender killjoy lockdown has been placed. And this might be something where the party should come in, but there would be no one who's going to be connecting with that showstopper, and they should opt for that defuse. But there is the lineup. It is present, but that would be a successful defuse on the hands of MDS Clubs.
Wow. Okay, you know, a good majority of that round, I thought Valiant Esports was gonna win. You know, they were able to really set things up, even with the Viper Spit put down on A. They were actually able to confuse MGS Clubs for a while. It seemed like MGS Clubs didn't really know where the push was going to happen. They had a couple of members on A at mid, and they kind of found out about the B push quite late. But even in that retake situation, they were able, you know, to calmly execute and use their utility well. They used that Killjoy ult, and I think Valiant Esports kind of panicked. You know, they didn't have much time left. Two players got detained, and things didn't go their way. So that's a great job there from MGS Clubs with the retake here. Let's see what Valiant Esports are going to do. It's an early wall here on A side to slow down this push, but it seems like they want to force the issue anyway. There goes Brass trying to land a kill. The spray, he goes down. Otto's gonna get a kill though onto Sirius, and that's gonna make it a 4v4. Otto though so low, 6 HP, just hanging out here in the corner, hoping True Bullet does not hit him in the head here. 32 HP. Goes up quite a bit. Ollison though able to take one down. 4v3. Can they get it? No, the bomb drops. Just 1 minute to go, and the position is not looking good. Deli with the 3K, and that is going to be 5-2 on the score. Things looking great for a team that was once in Division B, MGS Clubs. Looking good.
And that is really unfortunate because from what we have seen, at the map, they're all cramped up onto the right side for A map and A side rather, and they just couldn't get those shots to connect onto the opposing side. Like in return, they're being killed. They're falling down one by one, trying to. At the same time, they're stuck with that objective, and they didn't even opt to plant this spike. If I were them, once that their two members has fallen down, I'm gonna back out. I'm gonna be rotating onto our B side and look for any further pickups that you can get from the mid. So I guess they should really watch out for something like that.
Yeah, I agree. I think Valiant Esports definitely does need to, you know, review their strategy book and see what other ways they can maybe catch MGS Clubs off guard. I like what she said about maybe getting some picks at mid. I do think maybe picking a couple of members off of MGS Clubs first would be a good idea, because we've seen it, right? Like so far in the previous rounds, when they go for the attack, all of the members of MGS Clubs are there. They're present for that retake. So maybe whittling them down before, you know, going for that plant will increase the chances, you know, Valiant Esports securing the round. But we'll have to see as we start this next one. Got a couple of rifles here and a couple of ultimates as well. Hunter's Fury is up on both sides. Viper's Pit is actually up here, and that's going to make things much harder for the defending team. If they need to go for the retake, Blast gets a headshot onto Deli. That means that Hunter's Fury won't be up for the defending team. Ollison gonna have to run away from those pain shells and back off, but this is looking good. One man down on the defending team, gonna burn the res. At least one of them is now. Sirius finds the off shot there onto Blast, and let's see. They're moving Valiant Esports toward B site here. The res Pop. It seems like these two teams just trading ults here. Oh, Vio
Spike down,
actually
B.
Ruby looking away.
Looking away and he's jumping too. No, 4v4. There might be an encounter. It's not gonna be the case, as all of a sudden will be shutting him down instead. And the dish is now cooked. And they might be opting for our A side push. But are they holding the spike? Yeah, okay, they're holding the spike. And this is it. This might be good plan for
30
the
seconds
side
left.
of the Valiant Esports, but let us see, as the Jet might deny them just in a bit, holding that operator. It's really deadly, but I think they'll be opting to go for the other side. But oh no, Viper's gonna be caught off guard, but those shots does not connect, and Kel will be getting that kill instead. How unfortunate. 2v3, 10 seconds of the clock. There's still enough time for them to let this pick, and here we go. That Viper Spit has now been used, and Vio will be getting the kill at the glass, and he will get a good idea that someone is in there. And they might try to opt and retake
Last
this
player
play.
standing.
And this will be really crucial, but Cal will be getting a kill on the ball, and Ola will be ending that onto Alosin. This is now a 5-3.
That was an intense round. So many ults being burned there on both sides. I believe the Hunter's Fury was popped as well from MGS Club. So definitely a lot of ults burned. Viper Spit was used, and it definitely helped out. Valiant Esports able to finally secure a round here, 5-3. So that definitely is going to be a bit of a morale boost, I think, for the team. Since MGS Club's it's 2-round lead here. Let's see. Looking at the buys, things still looking pretty even on both sides. Got a couple of rifles. Groovy, though, is going to have to settle with a Spectre. Let's see. Bomb was just picked up there by the Viper from the base. Oh, Blast spotted out here at mid.
There.
And there's actually 3 members here stacking towards mid from the defending side. This is an interesting approach here. Let's see if they can catch any of the members here of HAU off guard. But the bomb still hanging out at spawn. Playing this one a little bit slowly. Taking their time, seeing if they can get a couple picks.
And I think anytime from now, they're still being indecisive on which side they would go. I think they already got the answer. They might be pushing through RB side, which is readily available, and Orsay is just chilling behind that nest. And this might be really crucial, considering that they placed their wall good, but there might be a counter wall for all we know, and that would be the crucial part of this match. They might be denied of all the information. The spike has been put down, and the wall just broke, and the location is entirely revealed too, and that's a plus for the side of the MGS clubs, considering that they have the manpower. KBG will be getting one, and this is now an advantage for the side of MGS clubs. Oh no, but Calco just opting off, getting two. This is now a 3v2,
enemy remaining.
and they're continuing that stance, and the only one remaining here will be this Viper gonna try to upward that lineup. No, as Sirius rather will be getting the last frag.
Oh man, clean retake there from MGS Clubs, and that's not the first time we've seen it happen, you know? Mochi, it seems like the story has been just, even if Valiant Esports are able, you know, to maybe catch MGS Clubs off guard with the plant, MGS Clubs just rotates, you know? They calmly rotate, use their utility well. We saw that recon ball just, you know, spot, I think, 3 or 4 members of Esports, and then from there, you know, they're just able to cleanly take out the members of Valiant Esports before going for the defuse. So the comms look great here, the rotations look great from the team. They got to keep this up consistently. I think, you know, with Valiant Esports, it's a similar issue. After the plant, it doesn't seem like they're able to create enough space for the team to feel safe and get those picks, you know, to really secure the plant there. Let's see if they can do that this time, though, as they approach a bit quickly once again onto A side. The ball is up. A couple of shots here being fired. I hear a sheriff, so it seems like they are running a couple of sheriffs here on the team.
One enemy remaining.
2K as Sirius gets 2 of his own. Deli finishes up. And that is a very quick round, 7-3. MGS Clubs with a nice lead now.
Okay, that is something we did not expect. Yes, the location of Delhi is really good, considering he right next to the talking screen and readily available for the aggressive stance. And here we go with that spray transfer as well, trying to go in back, and Sirius steps in order to secure the remaining members. It's just like they're exchanging like, hey, you're the one who's gonna be killing now? Okay, let's switch. It's like that's how they're are and coordinating. Wow.
Stay down.
Ooh, wow. Okay,
You will
so
not kill my
spin off
ally.
these past 2 rounds, get an early kill, burn the res as well. So lots of utility. Clearly a very high value shot there from Sirius, but things will reset here. We've got a 5v5 once again, but mid and B are getting pushed really hard here. It could be a flank approaching a Valiant Esports right now. They've got to be careful. And you know, Valiant Esports, they're comp, they don't have a Cypher, they don't have a Killjoy, so there's no one to really stop this flank from happening except the Jet. We can see Jet hanging in the back.
Deploying drone.
Unfortunately, he is on the backside.
Spike
Here,
planted.
the tier showstopper is popped as 4 remain here on the attacker side. Let's see how this one unfolds. It is down. Can the retake happen here? Prophecy gets a shot. KO gets...
Last player standing.
Valiant Esports are looking for a round. They sorely need to even things out in the game. KBG tries. He does not go through, and that is going to be 7-4 on the score. Valiant
Last
Esports
round
showing
in the
signs of
half.
life in this game.
Yeah, showing signs of life indeed. And I think MG's clubs tried to offer that lurk, but sadly it did not work. Haha, it rhymes. But at the same time, what we have seen, there's a really good intention of trying to read. But with a -1, it would be pretty difficult considering that the Valiant Esports are really big and relying onto the terms of manpower. Like, once they've seen that there's a
out of
-1,
my
like
way.
their confidence levels boom goes up, and that's something that MGS clubs should take into account, that they should really play safe. But that looked good intention, but at the same time, I think that would not play well as Viol will be falling down onto the hands of Kyle and Sirius with this aggressive stance. Might be
Spike
going for
down
one.
A.
The spike has fallen down, and here trying to raid him out, but Sirius will be back now. Cloudburst being popped off, and this now 4v4 between the two sides. Aldron would not connect to anyone, would be broken down just in a sec. This is still a 4v4 and they might be backing out of that side. But here we are with the Sage trying to go for that lurk. Alosim might be in a good area, but
Right.
Flash would be eyeing him out. But Alosim will be
Spike
getting
down,
2.
attacker
Oh, how
spawn.
smooth is that? And this will be a shutdown coming from Groovy. How groovy is that? 3v2. And they might be opting for RB, but will be holding that, and Groovy be getting another one. Oh no, Delhi will be falling down. A side is completely
30
open
seconds
to
left.
be pursued by the remaining members, and this now a 2v2, all equalized. The blocker or the initiator. Let's see what will happen. And the two doppelgangers gonna be fighting up against each other. Here we are with the spike being planted. This is about to be spicy. From what you're seeing,
Last
you're
player
really
standing.
playing this safely, but never mind. Rubik will be getting this, and that is something they did not expect. KVG will be trying to offer that clutch and baiting out the Hunter's Fury really twice, but he'll be spawning
My
out.
ult's not ready.
This guy and Prophecy will be getting the kill, and Groovy gonna
Switching
be connecting one of those darts too onto him. Wow.
Okay, Valiant Esports really needed those last 2 rounds, Moshi. They were finally able to secure the attack and, you know, slightly get closer to evening things out here against the MGS clubs. We saw them, you know, they
Yeah.
were finally able to threaten MGS clubs when they were trying to go for the retake, which I think was key to those past 2 rounds. So hopefully we see more of that here as we switch on over to the next half. You know, taking a look at the composition of Valiant Esports. I mentioned earlier there isn't a Cypher or a Killjoy, which is interesting, right? Because we often see one of those two in a team. But here we've got, you know, double duelist. You know, you got the Raze and the Jet on defense, and we've got the Sage, Viper, and Sova. So let's see what they can do with this comp. Meanwhile, on the side of MGS clubs, you got a single duelist. And then we got a lot of utility here. You got the Viper and the Sage, along with the Sova and the Killjoy to help out. But Let's see if Sirius can create space for the team. Gets spotted out. Delhi gonna land an early kill here. Shock Dart nearly hits some members of the team, but they're gonna be safe. Groovy hanging out here. Oh, gets the shot there. Sirius with the aim. And that's gonna be Kyle, I think, trying to go for an anti-wall here. Maybe rise up. They heard it. Viola's gonna catch Prophecy off guard there. And
Last player standing.
looking for a flanker.
Spike
He's the last
planted.
one left. Where he's gonna look.
No!
Onto Sirius, 1v4. Can he do it? Oh, unfortunately, Delhi gets the last one there. That's going to be 8-5 on the score. First round of this half. Gonna go to the MGS clubs.
Okay, the MGS club is pretty standard on how they committed onto the B side, but at the same time, there are a couple of unfortunate events that happened. Of course, like number one from the Regionite box, Ruby is is already on a really good stance, but he picked away earlier than before they planted the spike. That's one, and another one has happened as there are a few encounters coming from the nest as well, and the long shot coming from the snowman, which is really unfortunate. But let us see if something will be changed, as they might be committing onto our B site once again, as that Aljun will not be spotting anyone. They're onto the far area behind the nest, and this is something where they should be opting for a retake once again, as they also put out the toxic skills as well. And there has been a lineup with the
Spike
shot
down.
that will not connect. Oh no, Ojo would be killing Delhi though with that snake bite, and this is still a 4v4 for both sides, and this is about to get crucial. The Vio might be encountering Blast. Blast will be taking
Ooh.
after and Prophecy will be getting the kill on the Olos, and oh no, Fiona is down, which will be shut down by Olo. 2v4, and the spike is yet to be planted. 45 seconds on the clock. Someone's waiting behind the toxic patiently. They're free firing all over the place, and this might be a round for the side of Valiant Esports, but let's hold our horses, and this might still be a winnable round for the side of MGS Clubs, considering that they're trying to be
One
out
enemy
to
remaining.
fake defuse, but Blast will be securing that kill, and this might be it. This will be a round for the side of the Valiant Esports, with Olo getting 3 kills. Wow.
What happened for Valiant Esports there? They started off losing the first, and then they take down MGS Clubs, who were carrying rifles in that round. So just a huge value round right there for the team. And they are going to be carrying a couple of that over, which means economy is going to look better for them, you know, as the rounds progress here. You see, although going to keep the Spectre, he's got 3-9 in the bank, and he's going to be very happy, boy. Once we move here onto the third round, should they win this one again. But right now it's 8-6. Valiant Esports, they can still catch up here. You know, things
Track
haven't really
them
looked
down.
so good in that first half, but they slowly are making their way back and turn things around. Meanwhile, MGS Clubs on the attack this time. Everyone's got a couple of rifles here, so things a bit more even. Let's see how they do this one. Moving slowly over onto A while Sova guards the flank from B. No, okay, Viper's wall is up now, so they know this could be an A push, as 4 members from the defending side here. Valiant Esports can smell the toxins as they slowly push up onto the site and maybe try and stop this plan from happening. Prophecy hiding here, trying to look for an angle, but no one peeking just yet. We're actually seeing the team slowly rotating.
And this is a change of play, a change of pace from what we've seen earlier, baiting that toxic screens, making the opposing team that will be committing onto that site. But I think they caught up upon that fact, and this might be really deadly, as Delhi will be seeking someone.
Silence.
Ooh, that discipline though, but Olo will be falling down, and they'll be catching up onto where he is. Oh no, he is not gonna be hiding himself at that area. The boxes are too thin, but it's now a 3v4. DPG going to look down, but that shock dart will connect, and Kel will be getting the kill. 2v4, and they'll be rushing
Last
in.
player
Oh no, all of these members just falling down one by one, but that would be a round secured by the side of Valiant
Thanks.
Esports, with Groovy setting up the move for that.
It is over.
Yo, you know, Delhi looked like he was about to do something very, very scary when he was hiding behind the box with the frenzy. I was very afraid for the MGS Clubs for a while. If they were about to get smacked with a frenzy.
Can someone get this? Thank you.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, actually, let me just continue. Then maybe if they'll be smacked by the friends, will be the end for the side of the MGS class. But I think that would not be the
Close this
case
gap.
as they're having the Spectres too. Yeah. Oh, you're back. You're back. Hey, what's up?
Right. I clipped.
Oh no. It's acting up, but here we are on to our 16th round as there might be opting for the pick us, but Proper Save will be backing out from that area, securing that operator, would not go for any of those pick-offs yet. But we are seeing that the Viper from the defender side, Valiant Esports, might be trying to look for any potential members who's gonna scour onto that, but they might be rotating there just in a bit. They're still hesitant, they're still contemplating on what to do, and that is something that we admire for the side of MGS clubs, that they're really thinking through stuff and garnering all the amount of information that they should get before even getting something or doing something. And I think Property will still be holding this angle as Olin will be falling down
Spike
onto the
down
hands
A.
of Property, and Olozin will be falling down. And here we are, before
30
B5.
seconds
The
left.
reconnaissance wall will not connect. Anyone will be blocked out by the Cloudburst, but Black will be getting the kills. The KPG 3v5. Oh no, oh, the real is running low, but Property will be getting one
player
down
standing.
with him. Let's tell you, will be taking the kill 1v4, and they're serious though. I thought that would be something ecstatic with that play, but Blast will be blocking him out.
Oh man, Valiant Esports finally, for the first time so far, were able to close the gap here, Mochi. They're now 8-8 on the scoreboard. It's pretty much a reset here. Now it is going to be a race to see who can get the remaining rounds. Looking at the economy, things not looking so good for MGS clubs. They're going to be forced to go for a sort of half buy here. We see an Ares, a couple of Sheriffs come through maybe, but things not looking so good for them.
Get out of
Meanwhile,
my
Valiant
way.
Esports,
Revealing
because they
area.
were able to win a couple of rounds consecutively, they're sitting happy. A couple of ops, couple of rifles. And let's see what they do here. It is going to be a mid rush. They're going to be using that to move into B. Viol almost goes down there. Blast gonna get a couple of kills. And
Spike
Kane
down,
is gonna
B.
follow up here with the double
player
kill.
standing.
Oh, a triple kill even. KVG goes down, and now it's only Deli alive with the Ares here as he pushes toward B site. But I think Viper knows that he's here. He won't be able to take him down. Auto takes him out instead, and that is going to be 8-9 with Valiant Esports. For the first time, they are in the lead in this game.
Okay, the moment that they placed that wall onto the mid area, everything went down. Like that slow orb, the paint shells, and all of the utilities has just come flying from the air like rain. And the rest of the members are just falling down one by one, even assisted by Kyle. And oh no, that is pretty sad. And I guess they shouldn't go for those risky plays, considering that they really have a good ground of what they should do from the attacker side earlier, and they should really opt for those rushes, because I think Valiant Esports has a difficult side for that, considering that Prophecy is holding
Here.
this operator might be going out for the site instead of trying
You
to
should
go
run.
for those pick-offs. But I think here we are, as the lockdown has been put out, this might be something that they should commit into, considering that the MGS clubs and both of the sides are still complete in terms of number. They will be backing out just a bit. No one's gonna be detained from that, and I think they're just setting it all up. But here we are with the showstopper readily available.
Spike down A.
Killing a lesson at that instant, and Will be trading him in replacement. But here we are this time with 3v5. That resurrection has been
Player
put out by
standing.
Cal and at the right time, and the rest of the members here would just be falling down, as Will will be the only one remaining here. This might be crucial, considering that Toxic Skins is denying him all the information that he needs, and Joel would be having this encounter against the Sova, will be supported by Olo, and that will be around for the side of Valiant Esports.
Oh man, Valiant Esports looking so much better here on the defense now, and they're inching, away from MGS clubs. It's 8-10, and the economy looks good. 6-4 on
Good see.
Blast and Prophecy. They're just looking so good right now, and MGS clubs, you can see they're still struggling here. Marshall picked up by Sirius, 2 Spectres and a couple of Sheriffs. So again, we are on a sort of half-buy around here for MGS clubs as they try, to regain that lead that they had earlier on in the game. Prophecy gonna have to dash out there as he was in dangerous position. Gonna throw out 2 cloudbursts here to try and find some semblance of safety. He's gonna be hiding here, waiting for Sirius, who's holding the Marshal on the other side. Meanwhile, the other members here of MGS club. Oh, wait a minute, I hear a Hunter's Fury. I don't think it's hit anyone just yet. No HP loss so far. Looks like MGS Clubs just wanted to create some space. Groovy gets dinked there, and he's only got 5 HP left.
And still, no casualties, but our HPs are running low for the side of Valiant. Of course, I'm gonna see, because this might be a potential round for the side of MGS Clubs, considering the stance that they're dealing at the moment. But here we are, the ice wall will be put out, and as well as the advantage of placing the spike freely, because everyone is free to go into the B site. But here's the thing, Bill will be getting a kill onto Blast, and this is a 4v5 where Prophecy and Sirius will be eyeing each other, just looking at the same angle, and this might be really crucial, but the tossing screens will be up once again, and Prophecy will be getting the kill onto Lotion 4v4, and 49 HP onto the hands of Prophecy. This might be a potential retake, but let us see what will happen as they are trying to defuse the spike already. Yo, oh my gosh, kill bubble shot will coming from Delhi would be serving them right, and that might be the thrifty round for the side of MGS Clubs. Wow, with the double shot there. Play what? Nausicaa, what?
I cannot emphasize how huge that round was for FGS Clubs. Delhi with a double kill with a shock dart, and Viol even jumping down there as we saw earlier on, able to get a kill as well. Just a huge round for them. Any other team, had they played that out consistently, Valiant Esports could have possibly just ran away with the next few rounds, but MGS Clubs, showing that they really will fight to win this game, and Delhi with a huge kill there. Now things are slowly going back to even. That will definitely help the economy as well. Now they have a couple of rifles. Got the Sage ult as well to go for the res. Viper's Pit is up. If they can secure this A site, then it'll be very hard for the Valiant Esports to go for the retake here. We see Sirius slowly moving onto the site. Walking up, takes a couple of damage. Let's see if they can try and push onto the site here.
One enemy remaining.
Taken down.
Spike
One
down
left
A.
to go. Blast! Crazy, it's only Vio left here. Can he make the work? No, it's Kyle finishes the last one, and 11-9 on the score. Valiant Esports throwing a back punch here.
Okay, Blast, I see you. Okay, from the few rounds earlier, like for first half, we didn't kind of performance from Blast, but right now he is stepping his game up. He is leveling. He's already on the next level, and this is still our 21st round between the two sides, and that is a really good deny for the side of the Valiant Esports. If they didn't even let them plant, they just go right all in. That no, you're not welcome here, sir. Please go out and die. But from what we're seeing, Prophecy will be getting a kill onto Alos, and this now 4v5, and a major advantage for the side of Valiant Esports once again. This might be our match point if ever that they would be winning this round, and they might be pursuing your messages and maybe contemplating on what to do, deciding on what is the right thing, what's the right decision, ladies and gents, and everything be really crucial as we are seeing that there might be a potential encounter on our mid area as Blast is getting the kill onto Vio, and that Pocket safe though. Kill just going for that heal, but I don't think that heal will be used.
Down,
but the kill wasn't
spawn.
bad. I just healed this guy, and you killed him already, and got that revenge. 2v4, and anytime from now they may try to push through, but at the same time it'd be a bit risky considering that they don't have the manpower that they need, and it's still the waiting game.
Oh man, Delhi just barely making it out alive, trying to get that vandal there from mid. Now he's walking up, try to find a way for him and his last teammate here to go for the plant. They came in here on an eco, maybe try to save up for the potential last round here.
Oh no.
It's the only jet left as Groovy is going to take out Delhi. We're not going to see any double kill shock darts this time around. And now Sirius with the bomb, rushing with that second breath. He dashes, tries to go.
Oh.
Prophecy is going to take him out. And here we are, everyone.
Match
We're down
point.
to the last round here. Match point, possibly. MGS clubs can secure around here.
They're just fist bumping the camera like, you see that? We doing well, dude. Like they're really confident right now. That morale boost coming from the consecutive rounds of this earlier, and as well as Kyle just popping out with the warrior sage. Is that a duelist sage that we're seeing? Sheesh, but I think Prophecy will be opting for that aggressive stance with that operator leaving his right side completely open, but I think they would not be pushing in just a bit. The Hunter Spirit would be connecting onto Vio and it's one more member of the show, but for the side of MGS does the Prophecy will be
down,
securing
attacker
it.
spawn.
Stealthy. Oh no, that's something he did not expect. His angle too. Oh, Blast will be hitting too with that slow stopper, and that is game changing 2v3. But here we saw Alosin just doing all the dirty work under the table. That resurrection, the
Last player
revive is
standing.
available, but this now 1v2. Oh no, Irinati spawning off each other, gonna try to bait out someone, but those shots would not connect and someone will be dead.
One
but
enemy remaining.
Oh, how
Defenders
messy
win.
is that duel is, and that would be a win for the side of the Valiant Esports HAU. Congrats.
Oh man, congratulations. A well-deserved win here for Holy
Aw.
Angel University's Valiant Esports. Hashtag HAU win. As you can see the players right now on the screen, just very, very happy. You know, and they should be. Because, you know, Moshi, we were watching this whole game unfold. The first half
Yeah.
did not look good for them. You know,
True.
anyone with a pair of eyes can say that that did not look good for them in the early half. But as we moved on and switched sides, you know, they were able to win the last 2 rounds of the first half, and then slowly were able to swing things into their favor as we moved on
Yes.
into the next half. And so they were finally able to secure themselves a lead. Maybe a couple of times MGS clubs were showing signs, you know, of securing the lead once again. But Valiant Esports were able, you know, to consistently defend, and Blast kind of popped off in the last few rounds as well. We saw him get a
Yes.
lot of crucial kills there, got the double kill with the showstopper as well. And then in this last moment, you know, both teams, you know, we have to commend the both of them because they really did have a good showing today. But of course, you know, at the end of the day, only one team can win, and maybe that experience from Valiant Esports came through, you know, with the lead of, you know, a member like Prophecy who's now leading the team. You know, it's great to see them adjusting well, you know, to the meta and to, as a team in general, synergizing as we move on into Season 3. So congrats to them for winning our, I believe, 3rd game of the day. And we still have 3 more to go. A lot of
Yes,
exciting
sir.
games still for us to look forward to. So Mochi, any last thoughts about the game we just had?
Well, and last thoughts. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's a really fight, and I really wanted to commend MGS clubs stepping up against HAU, but at the same time, HAU will deserve that win, considering that they really opted for the second half. Yeah, not gonna deny. Actually, Icebox is considered as an attacker-sided map, but at the same time, they're proving us wrong because they're really opting for the defensive stance, but at the same time, they're being aggressive too. Like, they're really good with their positioning. I really wanted to commend their Jet too for that. And congrats overall. And I hope that this prospers and continues. That's it.
Definitely hoping for that as well. So much to look forward to as we move on into the next couple of games. Of course, before we go into the next game and transition off into the next game, we want to say and ask you if you want to bring esports to your school. The AcadArena Alliance program is here for you. Alliance member clubs get access to our exclusive tournaments, mentorship, event support, and of course the Globe Esports Merit Scholarship. So learn how to join the Alliance today at AcadArena.com/alliance. And of course, get the chance to participate in AcadArena's major tournaments, win bragging rights and exciting prizes from our partner brands. So make sure to visit app.acadarena.com and go through the registration process and you're good to go. So make sure to visit, as that was just recently launched. We will be moving into the next game in just a bit. Once again, I was Nausicaa. I'm here with Mochi, and we'll see you guys for the next game. Don't go anywhere.